Nomad Podcast.
Hey, we're the Bitcoin Nomad family. We're bold and provocative, free and independent, decentralized, and yet connected to the rest of the world.
You're not talking about money. Well, we do and ask the question nobody else asking. And we think nomads can do anything, even impossible.
So with that, hello and welcome back to another episode of Nomad Podcast. And today's episode will be about BTC Prague. And BTC Prague, that's, in my opinion, one of the biggest conferences there is in whole Europe. I mean, it's a really cool one. It's always, I mean, I love Prague because I'm from Vienna. So, that's kind of, I see comparison to the city. So, yeah, that's why I love Prague. But before we go into our plans for Prague and what we might think will happen there, we have some breaking news. I mean, if you have been on Twitter or social media everywhere, yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff going on. I mean, people are preparing for World War III. WHO plans to release a new virus. I'm not sure what's going on. Trump is charged for some reason for something he hasn't even done after he accepts Bitcoin for some reason. JFK Jr. buys 21 Bitcoins for his 7 children. I mean, just a lot of stuff going on. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on something positive.
Something better.
Something better, yes. Mom,
Yeah.
would you like to tell us something about what you have planned for Prague?
Yeah, well, first I planned to attending the women's meetup on Thursday in Prague. It will be organized by Les Femmes Orange. And I'm very glad to meet again Reina from El Salvador there.
Yes.
And I have a lot to talk or to tell her about my new project, because in particular, inspired by Rihanna, I focused on a new project I will do on 2025.
Okay.
But let's talk about that later. Yeah.
Well, your main focus for Prague will be meeting new people. And
It will be meeting for new people, especially the meetup for ladies. I think it is the first meetup, especially for ladies in Prague. Last year, we were also on last year in Prague, but I think there wasn't a meetup for ladies. So that's huge that Rachel will organize that with Les Femmes Orange this year. So that is my first point. The second one is I would make some education for myself to listen some panels. Mm-hmm. I think we will listen some great speakers. And of course, and that's so important also for my new project, is to meet some good people, to make some networking, to talk about, and to have a great time.
Yeah, it's huge. Like Trump would say, it's huge.
It's huge.
That's nice. I mean, meeting old people or old friends is always nice. I mean, I mean, Coach Carbon will be there probably. Jack Morris will be there. We also talk to him a lot, so that's always fun. But yeah, you mentioned a new project.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to tell us something about that?
Yes. Yes. I'm in the process of setting up a foundation that will fund financial educations for young people like you,
Mm-hmm.
and especially for women. And of course, it would be focused on Bitcoin.
Okay.
But in the big view, it would be the financial education that would be the base of all our focused projects. So, I think we don't have enough projects for education, and especially not enough projects for women or children education. Mm-hmm. And that is one thing that is, for me, it's really important. I'm a mom. I'm a woman. I'm a woman in Bitcoin, and also I'm a woman in finance because I'm an ex-banker. So for me, this topic is not something big because that's my job. But I know that a lot of women have problems with finance topics. Even if they have a job and they also bring a salary at home, it's always the man who is manage all the stuff with insurance, with mortgages, with organization,
everything.
banks, all around finance. And I saw that there are some good projects, but there is no money to finance this project. Mm-hmm. And I think if the state don't do his job, I will do it.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm in the process to set up a foundation who will call Satoshi's work, and the point is on Satoshi's
Great
work. Because, for me is Satoshi Nakamoto a synonym for financial education, not only for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the product of, I think it was a group of brilliant brains which saw the problem of our falling fiat system. And the synonym Satoshi Nakamoto is, for me, because of that, the best thing they did. Mm-hmm. They did the blockchain technology, they create the product Bitcoin, and that is the point that for all the people, not only the richest one, could get freedom. Mm-hmm. And to get freedom, we have to educate as much as we can people to think about finance and to think about the falling fiat system, and to understand why it is so sad, this fiat system, and why the politician and also states, the governments, are really, really not good people or not good organizations. So yes, that is my project, and I'm really on fire for 2025 to do this work, because it is important to finance good projects. It's important to finance projects for women and also for children.
You're saying fire and now wearing orange.
Yeah,
that's
why. Course.
That's perfect. The state doesn't care about us. If they would care, I mean, that's the thing. If they just print money out of thin air, why pay taxes? I mean, that's the best example. Or if they really care, why literally starting World War III right now? That would be the best example.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's great. I mean, we need more education. We need more women also in Bitcoin, especially. I mean, Raina for me is the best example how women can, or Rachel also, how women can adapt in this, you could say, male-dominant world. I would argue, and how they can spread their thoughts, their thinking, their realization, but how Bitcoin helped them. So
and also what I do with my community, the Finance Revolution. But my community is a community with how do you say, they have a lot of money, so they're wealthy people. They're wealthy people, and they are wealthy people which want to protect their money and protect their wealth and also protect their future. But the point is that we don't have enough investors for this good project. My clients will pay me for the education in the Finance Revolution. Mm-hmm. But the other projects, like projects which Raina makes or Rachel makes, it is all done without money. So for this project, I want to found this foundation to finance such good projects. And I'm sure there are a lot of other good projects, especially for women and also children.
And also financing projects in South America. Because it's funny that you always see projects like those in South America, not in Europe. I mean, Les Femmes Orange is in Germany, is in Europe, but still, I mean, Mi Primer Bitcoin in El Salvador, which Raina, she does an amazing job. I will link her projects and Mi Primer Bitcoin down below. That's in El Salvador. That's in a country which just accepts Bitcoin as their currency.
Yeah, well, we also have great projects in Africa.
Or in Africa, yes.
Or in Africa. So I think there are a lot over the world. And I would point out this project to have a look into this work, and perhaps we could help with a foundation with a bit money.
Okay.
Yanis, but what's your topic? you want to do?
Yes, of course. At the BTC Prague conference, I thought, I really thought about this like all night. I couldn't even sleep last night because I was already setting up my questions, what I want to ask. And I'm always a guy who asks. I always talk. Probably noticed that. I have it from you. I'm sorry, I have to say it like that. But I approach people and talk to them. I'm kind of sneaky. I just, if someone is talking with someone else, I just stand there suddenly next to you and give my thoughts on that topic or this or that. And that's how I connect to people. That's how I talk to people. That's how I start conversations. And I really thought about why not interview people, just 3 questions, short questions, not like tons of questions or let's make a podcast episode or interview or these, that just really 3 short questions, how they got into Bitcoin. I mean, I could even ask Jack Mars or other big guys, but how they really got into Bitcoin. What does their company do if they have one, or how they do it with their company? I mean, Jack Mars, especially currently with the regulations, how he does it in Europe, especially. Just short 3 questions about Bitcoin, about current topics in the world. And I think that would be great because not only for me, but only for them, seeing that, young guys are interested in us and in Bitcoin. You know, imagine if you would be Jack Mars and you see a young guy approaching you and asking you about Bitcoin. Wouldn't that be amazing? That would be the perfect way to spread the message of Bitcoin.
Yeah, not only Jack Mars. Look at Michael Saylor.
Yeah,
I think he's in my age, Michael Saylor. So he could be your father. So how great would not how do you think now? It would be so great if a young man would talk with a older guy, which is very, very how do you say that? Erfolgreich.
Experienced.
Not experienced. Erfolgreich.
I know what you mean. Which has, I know what you mean, but let's say
which has a lot of success. Which has a lot of success, and you can learn from Michael Saylor, and I'm sure Michael Saylor also can learn a lot from you. And that would be great if you can make some short interviews. Then we could make a short film about the BTC Prague. Yes. I think that would be a great project as well. And don't forget to ask what they think about the Foundation for Women in China.
Oh yeah, of course, I will not. Yeah. I mean, also asking the 2 brothers who set up BTC Prague, how they started and what and how was it at the beginning setting up? Because setting up a conference is not easy. We have seen it at the G Code, G Code
in London.
In London. Yeah. I mean, Peter, he did some great things. I mean, first time, just like that. I mean, it's not easy setting up things. So
well, he is a professional.
He's a professional, yes.
But I think he will do it now in Australia. You know,
in Australia. Yeah. Okay, that would be a long time. So, but yeah, setting up conferences is not easy.
Yeah.
Generally, setting up anything in the Bitcoin space is not easy because we always attack from every side.
But it is so important because we bring people together at conferences, and it seems like a big family now.
And also more. I remember I saw this on Twitter the other day. First conference ever about Bitcoin, 210 or something. Like huge room, 500 chairs or something. And then 3 people only showed up, and there was this one professor talking about Bitcoin. And now it's like.
I think we will see 9,000 people.
Yeah, 9,000. They even said for next year they have like 13,000. So
that would be great.
That would be great. That's like a huge step, and also help spreading the message of Bitcoin. So I have a question for you now. Do you think that setting up the foundation will benefit women?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course, Janis. That's why I'm doing that.
But will also the women see that they need to be more financially independent, or will you show them the way that they accept that?
I think if they see there is a foundation which will finance good projects, they are much more motivated to do something and to willing to learn a lot about finance. Yeah.
One more question. Okay. Am I allowed in the ladies' space?
I don't think so. You have to ask Rachel. What way you can say you are thinking you are a woman, and then
I can be like I'm a gender.
yes.
I'm a gender woman now. No. Otherwise, I
don't know. Ask Rachel.
Okay. Otherwise, I just say I film stuff. So for you, that's But yeah, at the women's panel, what will your topic mostly be about? Mostly about the foundation, or also about other things?
Well, I don't know if there is a place for me to talk about the foundation. Yes, I talked with Rachel about that, so we will see if I can present the foundation. If I can, yes, I will do a short presentation about the foundation, why I will do that, and which projects I'm interested in. So
okay, that's cool. Okay, that's my last question. I don't want to ask you too much, but what I'm doing with the short interviews and questions for the English podcasts, and then making an episode out of that, or YouTube video, or reel, or whatever. Will you do that as well with the German podcast? Because I'm not sure if maybe there will be some German speaking people there, but will you also do that?
Well, yes, there are some nice guys, which would be very interesting, like Rahim.
Yeah, he's always right.
Well, there are some other speakers, but to be honest, I don't like them. And so, no, I don't think so that I will be something with German people. Do it with English people, and that's a better one. If I do that with people that I don't like, and I think they are a bit, how do you say that?
Weird.
Too egoistic.
Too weird, yes.
Too weird. I don't think then they will be very happy if I ask them.
A woman, yeah.
No, if I ask them my question, so it's better to don't do it.
Especially if a woman tells them.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
As an ex-banker also, so that wouldn't be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else you would like to share? Or because I have nothing to share at all, so.
Yeah, you talked a lot, so I think we. Or you asked a lot of questions. No, it's good. It's good for me.
Preparation.
Yeah, preparation.
But one final thought, or maybe one final question before we end this episode. Do you think that, because there has been a lot on the news, that Bitcoin might finally be a voice of freedom or a voice of change? Because I've seen a lot. Suddenly, there are a lot of people accepting Bitcoin. I mean, from JFK Jr., Bukele, probably the nicest dictator we have ever seen in El Salvador. A lot of people are suddenly now pro-Bitcoin, which haven't been pro-Bitcoin like 4 years ago. I mean, Michael Saylor, even 4 years ago, he bought his first Bitcoin. A lot of people don't know.
6 years ago.
6 years ago.
I think 6 years ago.
4 years ago, somewhere around. He bought his first Bitcoin. And when you tell that, people are like, oh, no, come on. But then you show them, oh, that really, I mean.
Well, I think Trump and Kennedy, they're opportunists. Sorry. Yeah. Yes, Bukele is a nice guy. That would be great to talk someday with him. That would be a great opportunity. Well, yes, I think that Bitcoin is a big solution for freedom
and problems in the world.
Yeah, I think so. It don't fix all the problems.
No,
but it fixes the idea for people to have
freedom,
to have a future. They see a future. They see the light at the end.
Ah, yes.
How do you say that?
Light at the tunnel, at the end of the tunnel. Yeah,
at the end of the tunnel. Yes, it's like in German. So that is the point, because that's the point why Bitcoin is so important for people, and that I think it's also the point why the governments
don't
want to bring it down, because they don't want to have intelligent, good people which are very, very informed on finance topics. I think they would have. They prefer stupid people.
Yes,
and that's why our education system isn't on finance education, and that's why they make Bitcoin so bad.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that Bitcoin is a good thing, and we all know that Bitcoin is a possibility for a lot of people, especially for women, to have a future. a financial future.
I mean, some people still think it was invented by Vladimir Putin. I mean, there's this one guy with the suit and with the glasses in America. I know who Bitcoin invented. It was Putin. I'm like,
okay.
Sure,
it's
if
always
it was Putin.
Yes, of
it's
course.
always Putin. I mean, probably you will find passports somewhere in the forest and saying it was Putin, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah. I think also Bitcoin for me.
They found it on the ground of the sea. You know?
Oh yeah,
Not in the
Nord Stream 2, yeah. Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But you know, also for me, if people would accept Bitcoin as a solution, would that be worse? Because I think there will still be wars, but there would be less profitable. I mean, look how many people make profit from wars.
Yeah. We have wars because it's one of the best business in the world. But if we are living on a Bitcoin standard,
could it? I don't think so.
That's it. That's a big ideology. Yes.
Okay.
But it's a nice thought. It's a very nice thought.
It's a nice thought.
Is it possible that all the people on this world, on the earth, could living on a Bitcoin standard? I don't think so, Yanis.
But is it a great thing that what Reina does, especially now in El Salvador, with spreading the message of Bitcoin? Yes. Especially El Salvador, in a small country. As a start.
If you are spreading the message of Bitcoin, that's one thing. But it don't fix all the problems in this world. It could fix a finance problem. And it's a very good thing for our future, for our financial future, for our retirement. For example, to have money when we stop to work and we can live a life in freedom, how we want it. Yes, for this point, that would be a great thing, but not for all.
Okay.
And that thing with war or not war, that's a very, very
it's a topic that it's two topics that kisses each other and wants to be one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be nice.
It would be nice. Yeah. But yeah. Sorry for saying like that, but fuck wars. Just generally, no wars, please.
You can say whatever you want to say. You know, I think the same.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I mean, I think that rounds it up. So, dear people, make sure to check out BTC Prague. I will link that all down below. Also, make sure to check out Reina and me bring me a Bitcoin.
We will post also the link of the women meetup from Les Orange, because I think you can join there if you are interested in the meetup. So you can register then on the link.
Okay, that's cool. Is it? It's not for free. You have to pay.
No, it's for free.
Is it for free?
Yeah, it's for free.
Even better.
Yeah.
So, man, take your women with you. Take your women with you. So, but yeah, I think that was it for today, people. As I said, make sure to check out all those amazing projects. I will link them down below. And Mom, thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So yeah, this was another episode of Nomad Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, I always enjoy every episode we record, so it's always funny. And see you in BTC Prague, I would say.
See you in Prague. Bye.
Nomad Podcast.